everyone, it's Rhonda here from Nelson Soapery. Today I thought we'd go through how I've made this really beautiful coloured soap that has a little bit of feathering in it, just to add something different and a bit gorgeous. So from here, what I'm actually going to be doing is I've already got all my oils in my container, and then I'm just popping in the lye. So I've got my hard oils that have already been pre-melted down, and the lye, and they're all at room temperature. We do need to keep this batter really fluid, so that's why with this particular soap, I'm not doing the heat transfer method because I need it to stay as fluid as possible. It's the only way to do this particular technique. I've been wanting to do it for such a long time, and here's fingers crossed that it's going to be beautiful. I'm sure it will be, so I'll show you how I've done it and everything. To create this beautiful soap, we need some color. So what I've actually done is I'm doing like a summery sort of color, because the fragrance I'm going to be using is Sex Bomb, and this fragrance is from Pure Candle Supplies. It worked really well. It behaved so well. It didn't accelerate or discolor or anything like that. So it's a really beautiful fragrance. And also you'll see the colors that I'm using have a little bit of a glitter in. I've got these from Sud Off. I will actually put the links for all of the suppliers that I've used for these colors. So I've got a beautiful jade color, a really nice coral, which is I think called Coral Chameleon, and then this beautiful blue. I think the blue is actually called Monster Blue, but like I said, I will leave the links for you so that you'll know. And all I'm going to be doing now to get this technique to work is you get your really big jug, and then one by one you're going to slowly pour it down the spout of the big jug. Don't pour it in the middle because it will not work. So you do need to pour it down the spout, and you'll see that all I'm doing is just changing my colors, and it will give almost like a rainbow effect in the particular jug that I'm using here. So like I said, there's no rhyme or reason with the colors. You can do whatever colors you like. If you want a real, typical ocean color, you could literally do 2 blues and a white, or 2 blues and a cream, and then that would give you the sort of sea foam look of the ocean. But I just thought we'll put, this peachy coral in because it does remind me of mangoes and a real summery color. So I'll keep putting all these in until I get to the desired sort of rainbow look, and then I'll be back. So you can see in the jug here, it's really starting to look like this beautiful rainbow effect. And what this is actually going to be doing is feathering, because you're going to sort of be going from left to right, back and forward in the soap mold once we get to that stage. So that's why we're actually pouring it into this here. And if you can try and keep each pour that you're doing, exactly the same, so that way you're getting the same sort of leveling colors, but it doesn't matter if you change or not. So you can see in there how beautiful it looks, and you do need to use definition of color. I've also done this in all purples, and it wasn't was not as vibrant, because the problem that I did is use too many colors that were similar. So make sure your colors stand out a little bit, and you can see here I'm just literally going back and forward into the soap mold along the edge. So don't go into the middle, make sure you just go along the edge and let it slide into the mold itself. You can see that I've also put my mold on an angle, and I just keep doing this until I'm at the end of the mixture. Silly me, I did not have enough mixture, so I had to come back and do a top layer, but that was okay because it actually worked out really well, because then I had an idea in my head and how I could actually achieve the next bit. So yeah, so that was sort of where I was going with this. And the thing is too, if you have a little bit left in the jug, don't just try and scrape it into here, because it will muddy it and it will just make it not look very beautiful. So my suggestion is definitely don't do that. If whatever is left in the jug, just sort of pour it into a separate mold, which I did. I this little pink mold here, I just decided, oh well, I'll just pour some into that so that I didn't waste it, and then I can use that on a different soap at a different time. But you can see how sort of muddy it looks, so it would not look good if we just scrape this on top of the design. As I said earlier, I definitely didn't have enough to fill up this mold, so I thought, well, you know what, I'm going to be doing some blues, and that way if I do some blues it will look like the ocean on top, because this is a sea themed soap. As lots of you know, I do many sea sort of themed soap, and I just did show you the mica, and you'll see how it does have that glittery effect. It's absolutely beautiful. So I'm just going to be doing the two colors, so the royal blue color, and then I'll be using a Cambridge blue. The Cambridge blue actually comes from Aussie Candle Supplies, and the darker blue that you can see here, that one actually comes from Sud Off. So I'm just touching the top of the mold just to see that it's kind of semi set up a little bit, because I don't want to pour this straight over the colors and, you know, and muddy them. You do want it to sit on the top, and it's fine. It was more than fine to use. So all I'm going to be doing is literally just pouring, you know, a little bit back and forward of colors. It doesn't need to be perfect, because I do want these colors to be mixed a bit so that it does end up looking like some waves, and then I will tap it down, of course. And you can see exactly how I'm going with this. So there's no rhyme or reason for the top. Don't worry about doing the top perfect. You just want to get the two different blues in, and then we will actually get the end of a spoon or a chopstick or a pen or anything, and we're just going to swirl around the top. Of course, if you're using anything, make sure it is sanitized, because you can have something called DOS on your soap, which is little orange spots, and that actually can come from contamination. It's not just from contamination, but that's what actually can happen. But anyway, you can see here I'm swirling it. It's thick enough for me to do it and add a bit of texture, and I really do love the look. It's really beautiful. And then I'm going to put some biodegradable glitter, and last but not least, I will actually add some soap embeds that I have previously made. So when I actually make my embeds, I try to always do them in cold processed soap. I will actually do a video later on how I actually get cold processed soap out of the chocolate molds really nice and easy, but for this video I won't show that. So you can see my seashells, I've already done these, and then I'm just going to pop them in. So I decided to pop all of the seashells in here. So for this one, just for the demonstration purposes, I'm only doing the one mold. Usually I would do 2 or 3 of these molds, because if I just did one it would sell out straight away. But these ones will just be for the very lucky person that gets to nab them first once I put them online. They won't be online for about 6 weeks time. But here all you can see that I'm doing is I'm going to go back and forward just to make some more waves around my seashells, because I didn't want the waves to be flat and the seashells just to sit there. That would be a little bit boring. So what I've done is definitely done that, and then a little bit more biodegradable glitter, but I'm very sparing with it as it is, because nobody wants to be covered in glitter. But you know, it is more of a buy appeal to have the glitter. People do love it. But last but not least, definitely, you can see that I've also pre-made these tiny little hearts, and I just thought they were really cute, and they added to the whole vibe of this particular soap, because like I said, the fragrance that I'm using is Sex on the Beach, so I just think it's meant to be a bit of fun, and it just reminds me of those summer days of fun, and you know, sitting on the beach having a little bit of a campfire and so on, as we sometimes do in Australia. So as you can see, it's looking really beautiful, and this blue on top is so vibrant and just gorgeous. But I will definitely bring you back to show you everything else later on. Sorry you see my mess at the end, but we'll keep it real, and so you can see exactly what soaping's about. Hey everyone, I'm back again. It's 24 hours later, and now we're putting it on my little cutting station that my husband so lovingly made for me. I love this little cutting board because it's nice and big, and it's not small like the other ones that I've seen. It does only have one string, but that's okay. I don't mind that, actually. I just work with that. And the little sticker that you can see at the end, that actually tells me that it's 1 inch wide, so I just try and keep it done. So you can see anyway, say the edges of this soap look really beautiful with the colors, but unfortunately, because I didn't have the mixture thick enough, you can see that it's kind of really watery, almost like a watercolor on the inside, and it has muddled a little bit. But I'm not going to be too disappointed yet, because I do know that a lot of these sort of soaps, the colors muddle together, and often once it's had a few days or a few weeks to dry, then you'll see the beautiful colors come to life. So I'm sure that's what's going to happen with this, because the edges of it do show me how nice the colors can actually be. So anyway, I'm not too fussed, but you know, a little disappointed, I have to be honest. I am, because I was hoping it'd be more defined. But later on, I actually did do another one in pink, and I kept it thicker, and that design was amazing. So it did definitely showed how you can do this feathering. But I will do another video on the feathering later on, not so much for now, but I just thought I would show you anyway, and the technique's a great idea to practice with. So anyway, keep watching, and at the end I will of course bring you the beautiful media shots, and you will see how the colors have changed in the soap. Okay, so you can see all of the soaps, they're cut and just lying flat. They had to be beveled and looking beautiful soon, but just in a moment you'll see how beautiful it looks once they're all trimmed up and gorgeous. I mean, look at the color of this, it really shows how it has changed.